Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. This is that series where we don't just speculate in crypto and DeFi. We are rotating liquidity, providing it for some of our favorite assets to earn that juicy yield. So, if you're new here, I'm Kevin, and I document my real DeFi and crypto strategies, real positions, and real results. This includes all the risk I take, the drawdowns, and even the adjustments many people don't show you on YouTube. So, over the last few weeks, I have been live testing a multi layer farming stack on Base. The VFAT aggregator allows us to provide liquidity in the Base ecosystem. And in this episode, we are looking at providing liquidity for creator coins off the Zora network, benefiting from the volatility, the emissions using Aerodrome. So these are concentrated liquidity positions, and there is some risk of impermanent loss. But look, this isn't theory. This is everything. Everything you're about to see is on chain, trackable, and actively managed by me. So we're going to turn the Zora and Base culture into capital, coin mints into admissions, and admission into our VFAT portfolio. If you enjoy content like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the algorithm. And if you want to follow my strategies in real time, there's a free Telegram link where the community shares LP ideas, leverage trades, and market updates as things change. Look, I also track these positions publicly and run a creator coin on Zora that plugs directly into this same ecosystem. Look, totally optional, but fully transparent. And remember, none of this whatsoever is financial advice. DeFi, SocialFi is risky, experimental. You can lose all your money. Only deploy what you can afford to lose in this space. And with that being said, let's break down the stack, the numbers, and how my strategy is evolving on Base. Now, before we go any farther, I want to talk a little bit about the Base Layer 2 blockchain. Today is December 17th, and this is a big day for the Base blockchain. We will be producing a video later today, possibly a live stream to talk about this. If you look at the bold words on the page, I think you see what Brian Armstrong and Jesse Pollock, the leaders of not just the Base ecosystem, but Coinbase itself, want us to do. And that is create and build because it pays to be here. So they want us to create, trade, discover, and chat with our friends on their new app, which should be releasing to the public very soon. More users of the app, more traders, and more creators is going to be more liquidity. So we want to position ourselves early. Remember, it does seem like we are going into a bear market, and in crypto, bear markets are time for building. But most of what we're providing liquidity for in this specific Yield Hunter portfolio on VFAT are Zora and Zora tokens. Right now, you're looking at Zora and some of the accounts that are the most tradable, most popular right now. As you can see, looking at these all-time high indicators, most are extremely low. But over the last 48 hours leading into today, you saw a lot of volume come into some of the creators and coins associated with the leaders of Coinbase. This called Handshake from Brian Armstrong and Jesse Pollock pumped the other day. As you can see, the market cap is over $1 million at this point. Dad's DeFi space creator coin, is everyone else was hyping up the date today. And even though activity has been lower within the Zora ecosystem, there are still opportunities to earn a lot of yield. So again, welcome to Yield Hunters. And right now you are looking at my VFAT portfolio. And in this on-chain farming series, we're not just going to speculate. We're going to apply our knowledge, rotate strategically, and earn some juicy yield on the Base network. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I have been live testing a 3-layer liquidity stack built around creator tokens using the VFAT automated liquidity provider protocol. Now, you can farm these exact same positions straight off of Aerodrome. I'm a busy dad and I'm willing to take some extra risk with an extra smart contract layer with VFAT for this small portfolio. Now, Zora is about turning culture into capital. In the crypto space, we call this SocialFi. Mints become emissions, and those arrow emissions are how we develop our strategy. Coins can then compound into more yield, which then can be used different ways within the crypto space. Now, within the rest of the video, if you've stayed with us this long, we're going to look at a 3-week yield result and my LP rebalancing moves. We'll have a discussion, updated APRs, and my in-range stats within my VFAT portfolio, and why I believe Aerodrome and the base blockchain are built for this kind of strategy. Now, here is what I have been farming the last 3 weeks and some of my live numbers as of now. Now, my very first pool in this portfolio is a Zora wrapped ETH position. Right now, we are farming this on Pancake Swap. The APRs have been slightly lower, so we may begin to research other Zora pools to add our capital to. But our range has held extremely perfect with approximately a 30% range. I believe we've only had 2 snuggle rebalances that have occurred over the last 3 weeks. We did suffer some impermanent loss, but I am a-okay with that since we are bullish on Zora and the Zora blockchain. So I'm okay accumulating a little bit. And after big Zora pumps, which we all know it does, I tend to rotate this into stable coins. So what's interesting about this position is even though I would consider Zora a very risky token within this portfolio, Zora is my anchor. So any rewards I'm compounding with my creator coins, I'm converting into USDC and adding into the Zora position during market dips. Now, if you take a look at our Zora position, which is right here, we are earning a 121% APR. And I harvest my yield almost daily, but over the last 24 to 48 hours, we've earned almost $10 of yield on $430. I will take 121% every day, earning that yield on a token that I am bullish on. And likewise, this allows us to not just let our crypto sit in hardware wallets, not earning any yield. Now, our second pool within this VFAT portfolio is wrapped ETH Jesse. Now, Jesse Pollock is the creator and head engineer of the base blockchain and has a creator token also on Zora. It has the most volume at this point. Now, since its release, it has been on a massive downtrend. Since its release, it's been on a massive downtrend. But when the heat picks back up in the crypto space, tokens like this are going to fly if you're willing to hold on during those dips. Now, this second position is an original range between 145K to 344K Jesse to wrapped ETH. And right now, the current price is sitting around 92, which is way out of range. Now, that was my original range. What we did is we rebalanced to 52,000 to 70,000, which has been an excellent range to stay in. We've now been in this range for approximately a week and a half, and the APR right now is currently sitting at 251%, but has been hovering anywhere from 100% to 300% during this time period. Now, right now, we've earned around $3.12 over the last, say, 36 hours. But look, this one right here is my creator aligned beta play, and it's currently not idle capital anymore, and we're earning that yield. Now, our third and final position within this VFAT portfolio is wrapped ETH Docker ZXBT. Now, this pool, very strategic. I'm pretty sure Docker probably created this pool himself because it's at a 0.9% fee range. And on top of that, it's a yield farm set at about a 40% range. Now, this one has stayed in range quite a bit. Now, it'll occasionally get close to going out of range or slightly out of range. Now, we have only rebalanced this one yet, but we have had yields as high as 2,100%, 2,500%, and sometimes as low as 100%. But this one has always been a yield bearer. And whenever we get to the high end of the range, right now, we're actually at the lower end of the range, which is a good time to accumulate more of this LP. And then we take profits when we go on the outside of the range when Docker is outperforming wrapped ETH. So this one specifically has become my admissions engine, not a hold play. It's farm, rotate, set up, add into a safer position. So who knows what the APR will be next week, but this is wild being able to earn 2,100% on Docker. And by the way, this specific Docker wrapped ETH LP has been my highest performer so far. We've taken a good amount of little profit out of it. We've earned a lot of fees, and I'm very happy with how it has performed. Do understand it is a risky position. So you need to have a plan and a thesis before implementing a strategy like that. Not financial advice, of course. And remember, if you want to see more of my moves, check out our free Telegram group or go follow us over on Farcaster base app or Zora. Now, let's quickly talk about how we cycle our yield. So we cycle our yield into new opportunities by reinforcing our core thesis, right? So the harvesting I take on these positions, I either go into USDC or 50/50 USDC and Zora. The USDC becomes our dry powder, our stability, our ammo, and our opportunity fund for new positioning. While our Zora is our SocialFi cultural upside on the base network, and it's meant to align with the Zora Creator Token Alpha, which is the whole thesis of this portfolio. So do understand that this kind of strategy is not crypto passive income. This is active liquidity management, tight ranges, responsive positioning, and compounding logic. So this is not a set and forget it strategy for all the boomers out there. It is we set, we monitor, we harvest, we deploy, and we move. Now, understand that this strategy works so well, in my opinion, through Aerodrome and because it's on base. And I am a big proponent of the Aerodrome DEX, the central liquidity hub of Base and Coinbase. What's interesting is not only can we earn this kind of yield, but there's extremely low gas fees. So I have no problem doing a little bit of rebalancing or harvesting fees. We're using the Zora token because creator coin demand inflows will occur during bull phases. And we're in a bear phase right now. So it's a great time to be positioning. So look, Base and Farcaster are culture. Zora is the creator volume of that culture, and Aerodrome allows us to earn yield on top of it. Look, all we need to do is align ourselves early. So, look, to me, this play feels illegal. The yields are ridiculous, but it's all public. This is all on chain, and it can all be ours for the harvesting. Now, one of the final things I wanted to look at is portfolio performance. We had $763 locked into this portfolio. We have been on a downtrend. And at this point, we're sitting at 709. Now, I've done a number of harvestings, but we've easily earned over $100 of fees. So we're highly in the positive. And our portfolio APR throughout this time period has been fluctuating between 438% all the way to 5, 6, 700% APR. And on that note, I wanted to talk about my positioning, my strategy, and some of my top priorities. First off, my top priority is to keep an eye on the Jesse position. We are slowly going back into an uptrend, heading to the middle of the range. But I am still harvesting and compounding my fees into the Zora position or USDC to de-risk. Now, Docker, we're going to keep harvesting this one daily, and we're going to see how long we can keep this awesome position in range. So if you're a little bit more risky like I can be, that would be an excellent one to check out on VFAT or Aerodrome. So, of course, if you You are into farming creator energy. Now is the time to begin that rotation. Take smart. Don't just jump in when everybody's getting excited. Don't just create tokens. We should. Don't just farm. We shouldn't just do that, but build with the culture and keep the farm. We need both. And remember, join dadsdefispace.org for more crypto, DeFi, and SocialFi education. Check out our free Telegram for alpha chat and signals. And consider minting our creator or consider trading our creator coin over on Zora. And remember, more vaults, more dashboards, more admissions, more vaults, more creation, more building, and more admissions. Stay aligned, stay concentrated, stay ready, ladies and gentlemen, and go outside and touch some grass. Peace